We have a change at the top at CBS News. David Rhodes, the latest executive to depart CBS in the wake of a year of scandals. Rhodes taking a lot of heat for his handling of the Charlie Rose and the Jeff Fager misconduct scandals, as well as falling ratings for CBS News. Investors, though, upbeat on the latest in the changing of guards. The shares up some 1.25% today, actually. Let's talk more. Charlie Gasparino joins us. And
yes.
Charlie, your sources are telling you something?
Yeah, David being replaced, we should point out, by Susan Zirinsky, right? The long-time TV executive. Did you say she was
She was the inspiration behind the Holly Hunter character in broadcast news.
You're dating yourself.
Well, I watched it recently.
Okay, good. Good answer. I was 50 when it first came out, just FYI.
Running tape.
The more enduring problem for CBS is not necessarily what's going on now. It's to replace Les Moonves as CEO. And what sources inside the company are telling Fox Business is that the board, they describe it as somewhat of a snag. They are actually having a difficult time finding someone who really wants the job and who they think is qualified for the job. And in the end, someone who's very qualified is Joe Iannello, who's the interim CEO. The one problem with him is he was so closely associated with Moonves, and he may actually end up getting it. And one of the problems here, listen, this is a dynamic process. Nobody has full information except for the board. I'm going by sources that are close to the board, but clearly there's some snag that's being hit. The problem they have is that CBS is likely to find a merger partner or be bought, or may merge with Viacom based on what Sherry Redstone wants to do. And there's a window that they worked out the deal to get rid of Moonves. He has a year to find another merger partner. And in the end, whoever's the CEO may not be the CEO for very long. And I think even if they merge immediately with someone else, say a tech company comes in and buys them, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Or Disney number two executive also, by the way, was rumored to go in as well.
And you notice he's not there.
No, not yet.
Not yet. They're having a hard time finding someone who wants a job because the job is so uncertain.
Especially with Sherry Redstone.
Okay, so if they don't find a merger partner immediately, say they do find a merger partner, which they're clearly looking, there's no doubt, clearly shopping themselves, you might not be the CEO because that company's going to be bigger.
Right.
Thus, you get taken over and you're number two.
Now,
if Sherry Redstone has her way, and a year from now, I think it's a year grace period, then she can come in and she can push the merger with Viacom. If that happens, well, then Bob Bakish, who's the CEO of Viacom, will likely be the CEO. So in either way, it's not a very good deal. In the end, from what I understand, Joe Iannello still has a shot at the job. He still wants a job. We should point out a couple things about Joe. His contract is ending in June, so they have to decide before then. What sources inside the company are telling me is that they're shooting for end of the first quarter, January, March, April, somewhere around that time, to get the new CEO, the permanent CEO. So that's where we are right now. It's kind of a status update. I'm saying that we don't know, but it's interesting that we don't know this far in.
Right,
it's already January.
CBS cleaning house. I mean, it's one executive after the other.
I will say this, that I think David Rhodes is getting a bad rap for all this. I've known David for years. I mean, this is...
the industry is small. We all know people in the industry like David Rhodes.
Full disclosure, friends with the guy. Very, very smart CEO. Wherever he lands, that place will be better with him.